Okay, we're good to go, Miss Christie.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Stewart. And I'm going to ask you just to work with me, please. The internet at this side is very, very weak. So if you see me falling off, just pick up for me until I can get back on, okay?
Okay, Miss.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ewarton Primary School family. Happy to see you out this morning. I'm very, very happy to see our parents who are on and our students who will be on their second leg of their educational journey at the Ewarton Primary School. A pleasant morning to you all. I will be your host to take you through our orientation session for grades 2. Before I go any further, I'm going to encourage us all as we participate in this activity. Please mute your mics. Make sure that you make note of anything that is being said that you would love to ask later on. There will be a session for question and answer. So at no point in time during the presentation should anybody be asking a question. The question and answer segment is there for you afterwards. Also, encourage your child or your children to sit quiet with you and view the presentation also. With us this morning is Mrs. Sophia Allwood, one of our teachers at the grade 2 level. I'm going to invite her just now to conduct a very short devotion with us. Mrs. Allwood. Mrs. Allwood. So with our heads bowed and our eyes closed, let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this another day that you have made. Cause that we'll rejoice in it and be glad. We thank you that in spite of everything that is happening around us, you have made this event possible. We commit it again into your hands and into your care. And that, Lord, every member or every person on this platform will benefit from what will be said and what will be done. I pray to God for parents who are on, that you'll keep them in your perfect peace, that you'll provide for them, that their children may get the necessary tools so that their educational pursuit for this school year, God, can be better. I pray for the children too, Lord God, that you'll touch their minds, all right, that they'll learn as much as possible so that they can be successful at the end of the school year. For the other stakeholders who may be on or may not be on at this time, Lord, I commit them totally to you, because we acknowledge, Father God, that without every party playing its part, then there will be no success. Do for us, we pray, that which we cannot think, we cannot ask, or we cannot imagine, as we continue to trust in you, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. For our activity for this morning, I would like for you to relax, listen to the presentations that will be made, and at the end, question and answer session that you will all be engaged in. So just now, I'll invite Mr. Stewart / Mrs. Stewart, who will do the slideshow of the current administrative, ancillary, and academic staff.
Miss, before you do that, we're asking the persons with the devices without a name to rename them to the student's name, please, and thanks.
Yes, please give them the information how to do that, because maybe sometimes they're not able to do it.
Okay, Mr. Stewart will drop that in the chat shortly.
Okay, thank you. So parents, for those of you who have your device as your name, would love for you to use your name or your child's name so we can verify that you have participated in this activity. Thank you.
Welcome to Ewarton Primary School staff for the academic year 2021 to 2022. On our head is none other than Mrs. Clunis, our principal, and her secretary, Mrs. Malcolm. We also have leading our school team, our vice principals, Mr. McFarlane and Mrs. Hamilton. For grade 1 teachers led by Mrs. Rankin, we have Mrs. Roberts, Mrs. Bruce, Miss Chambers, and Mrs. Hamilton. Our grade 2 team led by Miss A. Christie and our team, Mrs. Allwood, Miss Campbell, Perry, and Miss Burrell. Our grade 3 team led by Supervisor A. Facey, we have Miss Broth, Miss Jean-Louis, Duaney, and Ellis. Our grade 4 team, also led by another Facey, but in the person of Mrs. V. Facey and her team, S. Christie, Mrs. Davis, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Brown, and Mrs. Keppel. Our grade 5 team, led by Mrs. Enlon Lake and her team, Ms. Scroll, Mrs. Donald Scott, Mrs. Nation, Mrs. Grant, and Mr. Smith. And our grade 6 team, led by Mr. Silva, along with Mrs. Douglas, Nelson, Marshalick, Mr. Brown, and Mr. Morgan. And we move on to our guidance counselors, Miss J. Christie and Mr. Facey, and our PE teachers, Mr. Douglas and Mr. Minzy. We also have our literacy coordinator in the person of Mrs. Marsh, librarian, Mrs. Brown, HFLE, Miss Brown, HFLE coordinator, Mrs. Stewart, and Infotech, Mr. Stewart. The ancillary staff, Miss Russell, Palmer, Reed, and Miss Williams. And our canteen staff, Mr. Harris, Miss Lawrence, Mr. Johnson, and the talk shop people you know also well, Miss Matthews and Miss Brown. Thank you so much. You can contact the school for information at 876-985-0046 or use our email. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Stewart, for introducing to us our staff. And yes, parents, you are also a part of this partnership. This partnership cannot be done by the school alone. So our parents, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, and other stakeholders all have a part to play in the welfare of our students. So yes, you are part of the partnership, and we hope that you are ready and raring to do your part. Are you ready to see and to hear from our grade 2 teachers? The passionate, the ardent, the sincere, and the jovial grade 2 teachers? I'll hand over now to Miss A. Christie, who will do the introduction for us.
Our host, Ms. J. Christie. Principal, Mrs. M. Clunis. I'm sorry about that. Let me begin again. Our host, Ms. J. Christie. Principal, Mrs. M. Clunis. Vice Principals, Mr. G. McFarlane and Mrs. J. Hamilton. Members of staff, parents, and students. A pleasant good morning to you all. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Grade 2 team to welcome you all back to school. Welcome one and all. We are delighted to have you all on board. A special welcome is also extended to our new parents and the students. My name is Angela Christie, and I am the Grade 2 supervisor. With me are the other members of this committed and dedicated team of educators who are determined to serve you and your child to the best of our abilities. Let me hope that you had a restful, relaxing, and enjoyable summer holiday where you had lots of fun doing all the lovely things that you always wanted to do. Know that the holiday is over and done. Sadly, it is back to school again, where learning at the Ewarton Primary School is our #1 priority. Let me hope that you are now rested, refueled, revived, and ready to continue on the next leg of your educational journey. The Grade 2 team is committed to the task that is set before us. We know and understand that in life there will be challenges. However, we can and will overcome them. In spite of the many challenges posed by the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, I believe that as a team, we will collectively overcome every obstacle that comes our way. Philippians 3 verses 5 and 6 remind us that we should trust in the Lord with all our hearts and lean not on our own understandings. In all our ways, we must acknowledge him, and he shall direct our paths. Therefore, I implore you to trust God and believe that all things are possible with him. As a team, our aim for the academic year 2021-2022 is to make a deliberate effort to engage each student in such a way that no child is left behind. With this in mind, our partnership as a team, must plan to cater to the holistic development of each student by tending to their educational, social, emotional, physical needs, because your child's success is also our success. As a team, we are in the business of molding young lives. We can't do it on our own. Without your cooperation, we can't do it on our own. We need your cooperation and the support. As the saying goes, teamwork makes the dream works. We are often reminded that our children are our future. Therefore, it's our responsibility to ensure that their future is secured by being positive role models. Let me also take this opportunity to encourage each parent, if you have not already done so, to collect your child's packages from school. You will only need to purchase one reader for this academic year, just one text. All the other workbooks will be provided by the Ministry of Education. Also, parents, I implore you to take your parental responsibilities seriously by providing the necessary tools that your child will need to support his or her learning, and also to make the necessary provisions that will assist in their overall learning success. Provide a space for them where they are comfortable and will be able to learn without much distraction. Be your child's best friend. Let them know how much you love and care about them. Listen to them. In listening to them, make them your primary focus as you actively listen to them while they share their ideas, their thoughts, their desires, and dreams with you. Hold wholesome conversations with them. Read with them. Play with them. Know their friends and associates. Be their confidant so that if they have a problem, you will be the first person they run to. Remember also to regularly check your child's work to ensure that they stay on task. Consult with your child's teacher on a regular basis to keep up to date with their progress. Last but not least, encourage their efforts and reward their achievements, no matter how small they may be. My dear boys and girls, you also have a responsibility. Learn as much as you can. Stay focused. Be kind to yourself and others. Be obedient and show respect to all. You are our future. In a few years from now, you will become the leaders of our world, our teachers, our lawyers, our doctors. Therefore, you need to be your best you. Simply believe in yourselves. You've got this. And also remember our school motto, which says, it's not for school, but for life we learn. Finally, let me leave you with this quote from Malcolm X. And I quote, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." Might I repeat? Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it. At this time, I will introduce the members of the grade 2 team. Now, all those students who were in Mrs. Rankin's grade 1, along with new student Alina Gardner, and the following students from Miss Chambers' class, and these are the students from Miss Chambers' class, sorry. Listen carefully for your names. Orenique Cunningham, Jashika Thomas, Kalahari Palmer. Your grade 2 teacher is yours truly, Miss Angela Christie. And I warmly welcome you all to grade 2C. Those students who were with Mrs. Hamilton, along with the following students from Miss Chambers' class. And these students are Terald Carby, Odane Russell, Cleo Granville, Christina Neal, and Nikelia Lennon. Oh, Nikelia Lennon is a new student. Welcome, Nikelia. Your teacher for grade 2 is Mrs. J. Perry. Now, Mrs. J. Perry will speak to you briefly on online class rules. Mrs. Perry, you may go ahead.
You're muted, Miss.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Madam Principal, Mrs. Clunis, or Vice Principals, Mr. McFarlane and Mrs. Mighty Hamilton, parents, students, my colleagues, a happy, happy good morning to you all. Let me say, it is a privilege for all of us to be alive this morning, and we give God thanks. I hope you're all doing well and you have been keeping safe throughout this pandemic. To my intelligent and smart students, a hearty howdy and welcome to grade 2 Perry. I know you are extremely happy, but you would be happier if we were face to face. But due to the pandemic that is happening now, all the online teaching and learning will be just as fun. However, the fantastic fun times you would have, yes, I know you are anxious and ready to continue with your online learning experience. So here we go. On your mark, get your set, go for excellence. To our parents, parental involvement is key to your child's success. Online learning will not work from one end only. Just as a line, it has a beginning and it has an end. So we are going to be working together, cooperating together as a team. Because the word team, the acronym means together, everyone achieves more. Do not be afraid to join the online classes. Let's explore this platform and be confident in what we do, because through Christ, we can do all things. God bless you all. I will now go to the online class rules. So boys and girls, just as how you are anxious to get on the bus, to get up early, have your breakfast, and catch the bus, it's the same thing you'll be doing. So you'll be prepared. So the first thing, you must be prepared. So you get up early, get your things together, get in a quiet place, and be ready for class. Secondly, be on time. Right, as you grow older, you will hear this saying, the early bird catches the most worm. So be on time. When you wake up, watch the clock. Look at the clock. Tell mommy, it's time for class. Yes, be on time. Number 3, now when you want to speak to your teacher or you would like to say something, you're going to raise a quiet hand, or you're going to touch the hand icon on your device, and you're going to wait patiently and quietly until your teacher gives you the opportunity to speak. Number 4, always keep your microphones muted. Don't open it and say, miss. No, keep your microphones muted until you are asked to open your microphone. All right, number 5, be respectful to your teacher and your classmates. And number 6, do not eat until you are told to do so, as you will be getting your break time just as if you were at school. Have a blessed day, everyone. Back to Miss Christie. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sperry, for your insightful presentations. Very insightful. All right, we continue. For those students who were with Mrs. Roberts. Students who were with Mrs. Roberts in grade 1. And the following students from Miss Chambers' class: Jane Beckford, Tijana Malcolm, Josiah Myers, and Kaylee Williams. I'll repeat those names: Jane Beckford, Tijana Malcolm, Josiah Myers, and Kaylee Williams, along with those students coming from Mrs. Roberts, grade 1. Your new teacher is none other than Miss P. Campbell. Now, Miss Campbell will now share with us some useful study tips. Welcome, Miss Campbell. Is Miss Campbell with us? All right, I'll come back to Miss Campbell in a few. Those students who are with Mrs. Scotchbros, your grade 2 teacher is Miss G. Burrell. Now, Miss Burrell will now share with you some tips that may prepare you for success. Please welcome Miss Burrell. Miss Burrell. Please go ahead, Miss Burrell.
Okay, thank you, Miss Christie. With all protocol being observed, good morning. Good morning to my colleagues. Good morning, parents, guardians, and wonderful students. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to grade 2. I anticipate the tremendous time that we will have working together. Now, we are all aiming to achieve one specific goal, and that specific goal is learning. Now, we are going to be looking at some steps that we can use in achieving this particular goal of learning. Now, the first thing that we need to look at is motivation. Motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is being encouraged to do something. You can either be self-motivated or someone can motivate you. Now, parents, I encourage you to motivate your children. Children, motivate yourselves. You can do that by saying, you can either do that by instilling positiveness around your children, encouraging them by saying you can. Students, you can say I can. Believe that you can. You must always try, and try. And of course, we as teachers, we believe in you that you all can. All right, the next one is start the day positive. Starting the day positive. Focus on the positive. Have a positive mindset. Always keep good things in your mind. Think about something that you like. Think about something good that somebody, mommy or daddy, said to you before you start class. So don't just don't go on class, say, okay, I'm not able to go back to school face to face. I am feeling down. So you're going to think about something that you love and to keep a smile on your face. All right? Now, eating healthy and getting enough rest. Now, parents, I implore you that you are to do as much as possible as you can to give your children nutritious meals, especially breakfast, before they come on class. That will help them to keep up with the time that they are being online. Getting enough rest. Parents, please instill specific bedtime for your children so they can go to bed on time, so they can wake up on time to be for class on time, and they will get enough rest so they can focus throughout the day. All right, the next one is aiming for the best. Never stop until you have given your best. Never stop until you have given your best. So when you have done something, when teacher gives an assignment or an activity and you have completed the work, you should say to yourself, have I done my best? Did I give it my all? And if your answer is no, then you are going to redo that activity and do your best. So before you start an activity or an assignment, you're going to say, I am going to give this my best. I am going to do my best. I am going to be my best. Even though we are not able to teach you face to face, but in everything that you do, you are going to do your best. All right. Now I am going to spell out the word success for you. S is for study. Whenever you are given an activity or whenever you are given a particular topic, you're going to read over. Don't wait until teacher tells you to read over. You're going to do that on your own. So you're going to read over, do research. Most of us are getting more familiar with the technology now, so we are able to do more research. So whenever teacher has given you a topic, don't wait until teacher or mommy or daddy says you're to research. You can do that on your own and come and even share with the class. All right? You is for your undivided attention. Whenever you're on class, you're online, you are to sit, pay attention, and listen attentively to what your teacher is saying. C is for care. C is also for come. You, my dear students, my precious students, you have to be the one to make the step. Yes, teacher will motivate you. Yes, parents will motivate you, but you, my students, will have to be the one to want to care about your learning. You will have to be the one to be self-motivated to get things done. E is for enthusiasm. Yes, that big word. Yes, you have to be enthusiastic about what you do. You have to love being on class. You have to love learning. So you students develop that passion for learning, and definitely you will do well. S is for smart. And indeed, I believe that you're all smart students and you will do well. And finally, S is for submit. When you are given an assignment or an activity to do, you are going to take your time, complete your activity with all of those information that I gave you a while ago. And after you have done that, and after you have done your best, you are going to submit. Because remember, if you don't submit, we can't know what is going on. So after you have completed your work and you have done your best, you are going to submit. I leave these thoughts with you. Once you believe you can, then you can. All right, so learn all you can, anywhere you can, all that you can from all those who you can. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Farrell, for your very timely and informative presentation. Thanks again. Is Ms. Campbell ready for us? Ms. Campbell, are you there? Ms. Campbell? Okay. I'll continue with Mrs. Allwood. Now, these are all the students who will go to Mrs. Allwood. Raquel Burnett, Chadrick Easy, Dave McCarthy, Deshaun Riley, Osoro Scott, Damari Williams, Raheem Richards, Theodore Bedward, Ajani Whiteness, Rihanna Bennett, Lashona Barton, Anishka Blake, Deandra Davidson, Zalika Orr, and Karon Roberts. Now, all these persons, all these students, apologies, your teacher will be Mrs. S. Allwood. I'll invite Mrs. Allwood now to share some positive encouragement with us. Mrs. Allwood. Mrs. Allwood. All right, we're not hearing from Mrs. Allwood nor Miss Campbell at the moment. No, it is
Go
my
to Miss
turn.
Campbell, Miss. She's been unmuted.
All right, go ahead, Miss Campbell. Miss Campbell.
Sorry about that, everybody. Good morning, parents and students. Welcome back to another year, another school year. I hope you had a wonderful summer holiday and now you're recharged and ready for a new school term. To my students, I know that it has been very hard on you. You can't get to nor play with them in the physical anymore. I know that you also missed being in the physical classroom, but just know that I will do my very best to make your learning experience a wonderful one. To my parents, I understand the current situation that you're experiencing due to the pandemic, but I look forward to working with you. Just like your child or ward, I hope that you are also ready for this new school year. I am also delighted that you are part of our amazing learning community. I welcome and value your positive energy and dedication in your child's gaining an excellent education. I look forward to working with you. I will now leave you with some valuable study tips. Number 1, set a goal. Number 2, make a study plan. Number 3, find a quiet place whenever you're ready to study. Number 4, limit your game and television time. Number 5, take breaks. And number 6, ask questions. And like the little engine that could, I'm here to say that we can gain excellence. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so
Over to you
much,
now, Miss Christie.
Ms. Campbell. Thank you so much. We certainly appreciate those study tips. Is Mrs. Allwood ready?
Yes, good morning,
You
everyone.
go ahead.
Good morning, all protocols observed. And this morning, I just want to say a pleasant good morning to all my students and parents. And I just want to encourage you that as the school year begins, we give God thanks for life. We are all here because of Him. And we know that if we put our trust in Him, as the writer said in Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct our path. So this morning, I'm imploring my students and parents to work with us as we go forward, because when we trust in God and put Him at the front, lifting up from the inside, knowing that God will strengthen you, God will give you the wisdom, the understanding, and the knowledge that you need. And He will provide the way forward for you. So I'm asking you at this time, education is the key. So trust in the Lord and let the Lord lead the way for you. I just want to encourage you from this topic as parents and students. We know that when we have self-confidence, we can go through. It doesn't matter how hard the task. We know that God will see us through. And self-confidence is about believing in one's own abilities. When we open doors and encourage our students to take risks, then they will be able to express their creativity in classroom assignments and invest in as parents in your students as they take risks, as they work, as they produce in their schoolwork. Self-confident, a self-confident child or adult is most likely to be optimistic and motivated and have a can-do rather than a can't do. So attitude in the classroom, learning and education. On the other hand, if we do not motivate, and allow our students to have confidence in themselves, believing that all things are possible with God, according to Philippians, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. So this morning, I'm asking the parents to motivate your students as necessary. You motivate yourself and you express your thoughts and express to your students that they can make it. Even though it might be a risk for them, learning, knowledge is power, and there is nothing too hard for our students to achieve if they try. So, as the school motto said, not for school, but for life we learn. Just hold on to that, my students and parents. And I'm imploring you at this time to teach your children to trust themselves. Positive self-esteem and should be nurtured, can be nurtured from a very young age. As a simple illustration, an alternative to say in a small child. You are a naughty boy, but instead, you're going to say to them, that was a naughty behavior, because we want to instill positive behavior in our students. As parents, speak positively to your students and help them to follow your footsteps. When you speak to them properly, they will be able to speak to the open world. You know, in their classroom, they will speak positive. They will be the students of tomorrow, recognizing that confidence will build hope in them, faith, trust. You know, give them everything that they need to move on, to grow, allow them to make mistakes. Because when they make mistakes, they will learn from their mistakes and they will realize that they will have to improve. So parents can start nurturing feelings of autonomy and set the worth early on by offering their toddlers choices. This shows you respect them and help your children to build self-confidence as they successfully articulate their needs and wants. Parents, I'm asking you to take your children on this adventure, knowing that when they read, they will learn more. As they read, they will explore their world and beyond, as we know that our children are our future. Help them to develop us holistically because we are teaching them for life. You can also help by teaching them to think for themselves. Allow them, give them the chance. Give them the chance to answer to any question that have been asked. Let them make the mistake and correct themselves. Today, education is the key. Give them what they need. Let them arise from the inside, because 1,000 miles begin with the first step. As I hand over back to Miss Krista right now, be there for your children in every aspect of life. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Allwood, for your positive encouragement. I was asked to read over the names. Is that what I'm asked to do?
Yes, miss.
What name? Students from Mrs. Allwood's class or the
No,
entire?
man, just call the classes and which class they will go to, just for the sake of the parents.
All right. So grade 1 ranking, persons who are coming from grade 1 ranking, along with a new student here, Elena Gardner. And these persons now are from Miss Chambers' class. Ornique Cunningham, Jashika Thomas, Kalahari Palmer. You all will be in my classroom. Is that clear? For persons who are coming, all those students coming from Mrs. Hamilton, along with these from Miss Chambers' class, and these persons from Mrs. Chambers' class are Terald Carby, O'Dane Russell, Cleo Granville, Christina Neal, and a new student, Nikila Lennon. Your grade 2 teacher is Mrs. Perry. For those persons who were with Mrs. Roberts in grade 1, along with Jade Beckford, Tijana Malcolm, Josiah Myers, and Kaylee Williams, your new teacher, your grade 2 teacher, sorry, is Miss Campbell. Students who are with Mrs. Scott Bruce in grade 1. Your grade 2 teacher is now Miss G. Burrell. Mrs. Allwood's class is made up of Raquel Burnett, Chadwick Easy, Dave McCarthy, Deshaun Riley, Osoro Scott, Damari Wilson, is it? Raheem Richards, Theodore Bedward, Ajani Wines, Rihanna Bennett, Lashana Barton, Anishka Blake, Deandra Davidson, Zalika Orr, and K. Ramon Roberts. Welcome all to grade 2. Now, it is my task again to share with you some stress management, or let's call them self-care tips that I believe can be beneficial to us all in this pandemic. Number 1, eat healthy foods. So in order to manage your stress levels and to a little self-care, we need to eat healthy foods. I know some people are going to say food is expensive these days. Not to worry, but try as best as you can. We know food are expensive, but try as much as you can to eat healthy foods. Get adequate rest. Get adequate rest. Think positive thoughts. Read poetry or inspirational stories. Pray regularly. Practice self-talk. Write in a journal. Get your journal writing going. Spend time observing and enjoying nature. List things that you are grateful for. Exercise regularly. Do some deep breathing. Share your problems with trusted individuals. And lastly, listen to your favorite genre of music. Let me thank you so very much for listening. You have been such an awesome audience. We are eagerly awaiting our meeting with you come Monday morning. So come prepared to start come prepared for the start of the new school year. Remember the tips that were presented to you earlier. And remember, be good to yourselves. Stay safe and believe that God is able. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Over to Miss Christie.
Thank you very much, Miss A. Christie. I think I'm going to love this grade 2 group because you have already done 3/4 of my job, and I thank you very much. Thank you for the reminders, how to succeed, to success, to study, providing your undivided attention, to take care of yourself. Make sure that you are in class, you come to class prepared, you come with that enthusiasm, that enthusiastic attitude to learn. You are getting smarter every day as you learn. And more so, at the end, you must submit your task that was completed. Parents, it's your turn now. What a pandemic. What a way Jamaica turned upside down. But it's not only Jamaica alone, but the whole world. So don't throw your hands down and say, I can't bother. No. Elaine is there to remind us. If I believe I can, I will. No holding back, no giving in. You're not going to hold back on your children's education. You are not going to give in to all the negativities that you see happening around us. This is a time that you have to get yourself recharged and back on the track, because, hey, it's a race that we all have to run. And you have made that promise. You had made that commitment to do everything possible for your child to succeed. I often remember my parents and grandparents and other elderly folk talking and say, me always want my picnic to go become better than me. What about you? If you're a teacher, you want your child to excel above that. If you're a nurse, you want your child to excel above that. So what are we going to do about it? Yes, there are so many things that we can do. So here we go quickly. For you as a parent at home, make sure the learning environment is conducive. What am I saying? Make sure that they have a little place in the home, a little corner, and that's their classroom for the time that is quiet, for one, yes. And while they are there, all their necessary tools are with them. So at no point in time should a child be getting up, Mommy, I'm going to sharpen my pencil. Mommy, I need an eraser. I can't find my writing book. I can't find my reading book. No, you are going to help them as young children to start to prepare. So by Monday morning, their table should be set. The device should be set on that table, a comfortable seat, and the books or the writing paper, the pencils, the ruler, the erasers, all of those school supplies are next or ready at hand for them to pick up. Let me remind you, parents, and for those students who are typing in the chat or raising your hand, in a few minutes, I'm going to allow you to ask your questions. Self-care is very, very important, as was mentioned by Ms. Christie. You must make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You are concerned, yes, with your classmates and other persons around you. But the most important thing is for you to make sure that self is okay. When self is okay, then you can help somebody else. How do I know that self is okay? I may just wake up one morning and I'm not in the mood for class. I'm angry, I'm irritable, I'm hostile. That means that you need to take some time away by yourself and take charge of yourself. It may also mean that you may need help from someone. So yes, your teacher is there to provide you with help. Your parents are there, and guidance counselors are at your school that you can call on. And also remember, you still have your grade 1 teachers. They have their new bundles coming in. Oh yes, but they too will, I know, will make some time for you, because we want for you to be healthy and well so that you can succeed. Students, your job as a student is to learn. Easiest thing, huh? Mommy and daddy goes out and do the work, pay the bills, make sure the home is nice and clean. You have your food, you have your books, you have a nice environment, internet is there. Yep. So the only thing left for you to do, students, is to learn, and learn all you can, as Ms. Burrell reminded you. Everything that you can, you learn, because somewhere later down in the future, you will have need for it. Finally, I want to encourage you to get rid of those distractions around the house. Manage your time well. I know as a young child, you may not be able to do so well. So parents, I'm imploring you, help your child to manage his or her time. Yes, so how are we going to do that? Set a schedule. So yes, we're gonna get up 6:30 in the mornings. We're gonna have our shower, prepare them breakfast, and parents, don't give them any snacks in the morning for breakfast. No snacks. Give them something healthy to keep them throughout the day. Okay, and finally, help them as much as possible to take notes and use this over and over and over. I'm going to invite you, for those with their hands raised, for your question and answer segment. So now is the time for you to raise your hand. I notice that Dito Paul, your hand is raised. You're going to go ahead with your question. Mrs. Stewart, you're going to assist me with those on the
Yes, miss.
other platform. Thank you. Zadito?
Yes, miss. May I go to the bathroom, please?
Okay, so we can move on to Jaden Palmer. Jaden, mommy or daddy has a question to ask.
Good morning, miss.
Good morning.
Read the textbooks. Will we be getting all of them at once?
Yes, that is the plan. So some textbooks are already at school, but we are still waiting for the other books to arrive. So when all the books are ready, then you will be getting some information from your class teacher to do your pickup. Are there any other questions?
I guess oh, here we go.
Kemoya, go ahead, Kemoya.
Morning. Being as
Go ahead.
if I didn't get a chance to collect the package on the 2nd and the 3rd, can it be collected tomorrow?
Okay, the packages are all at school. So at the time that is available to you, remember now, today, tomorrow and Friday, we can move about as freely as we can. Observing the protocols though, yes, you can go to the school and collect your package.
Yes,
okay,
before 1 o'clock, please.
Okay, thanks, miss. And that's before 1 o'clock.
Before 1 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much.
So those of you may have friends who will have to pick up too, just pass on the information to them. Christina, go ahead, Christina. Christina? Okay, maybe Christina decided to change her mind. I noticed that there seems to be a phone or some other gadget. PS4, remember you're going to change that PS4 to your name or your child's name so we can refer to you properly. Go ahead, PS4.
Yes, sorry about that. Good morning.
Good morning.
You told that we are only to get the regular reader. So the maths book wasn't supposed to be purchased.
Miss Christie, hey Christie, can you pick on that one for me?
No, it's not. Those are provided by the ministry.
Okay, parent. So the only book you're going to purchase is the reader, and it is not the workbook. It's the reader with the CD at the back of it. So all grade 2 students, you purchase only one text, the regular reader. Are you okay with that, miss? All right, so we move on to France. Go ahead, France.
Teacher.
Go ahead, France.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well.
Question, yes. Is there any way that I can pay the school fee online?
Sure. I'm going to ask that the technical assistants, they're going to post that in the chat for you. There is a way that you can do it. Okay, it is up and ready. Thank you, Mr. Stewart.
It is right there.
Teacher.
It is right there in the chat. So you
Hello,
can
teacher. Hello,
yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Teacher, I love my grade 2 teacher that I got.
I know you do. So you're going to put everything in it this time around because you have one of the best teachers to move you on to the next level. So work hard and do your best. Thank you, friends. So you're going to close your mic now, Fran, so we can move on to another parent. Winsome. Winsome? Is Winsome
Hello,
there?
hi. Good morning, teachers and parents. All right, just to confirm, you said that we can visit the school anytime today and tomorrow to pick up the packages?
Yes, all the movement days. So you pick up before 1 o'clock. So pass on the information to other friends that you may know who have their children at Ewarton Primary.
Do we need to bring in anything?
Mrs. Hamilton, would you like to take that one for me?
No, you don't need to bring anything at this time.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you, Miss. Tara? Tara's hand is up. Go ahead. Okay, Mr. Bramwell?
You're on mute.
Yes, go ahead, Tara.
Teacher, which class we are in?
Whose grade 1 class are you coming from, Tara? Remind me of your grade 1 teacher's name.
I don't know. Yeah. Good morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Is Chambers or Miss Moody first class, but we didn't hear his name this morning.
You didn't hear his name?
No, Miss.
All right. I'm going to invite you to type his correct name in the chat, and then I'll ask Miss Christie to deal with that for you. All right.
problem.
So type the child's correct name in the chat and your contact number, and I'll ask Miss Christie to speak with you later on. Okay. Okay, parent. All right. Ayana, it's your turn.
I already have the record readers too.
Wow, you have Reggae Reader 2 already? So you are really on the mark, get set, you are at go. That's wonderful. So you are going to start to do your little reading beforehand so you can be a little tip ahead of teacher when it comes down to that. Good job. Any other question, Ayana?
No.
All right, thank you. You can. I've noticed France and Winsome. Are there any other from the other platform, Mrs. Stewart? No?
Not at this time, Miss.
Okay, so I want to take it that yes, the presentations were yes to the point, and our grade 2 parents and students really understand what grade 2 is all about, and what our grade 2 teachers are ready, yes, to work along with the students. I notice France is up again. Go ahead, France. And as soon as you're finished asking your question, you can take your hand down. France?
Okay, another question. Is it that the student should get a SSN number? SSN number?
Mrs. Hamilton, is that ready?
Christy, what was the question again?
You remember that card that comes to the
SRN number.
SRN number that comes from the ministry. Is it ready for those?
No, they're not ready as yet.
Okay, so they're not ready as yet, mommy. So as soon as they're ready, you can do your calls to the school to find out. Call the office to find out if they are ready. And as soon as you're ready, I know they're
notify them.
Yes, your teacher will notify you.
Okay, then, thanks.
You're welcome. Winsome? Go ahead, Winsome.
Yes, was checking on the record readers. It says record readers 2 that should get.
Sure.
Okay,
and it's not the workbook. Remember, when you go to the bookshop, you're going to see the record reader, the reader itself, and the workbook. You're going to take the reader. The reader has a CD at the back of it. That's the one you need.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Thank you. Dara? Yes, Dara?
The chat is disabled.
The chat is disabled. Wow. Okay, so our technicians will check on that in a few. Thank you. Britton. Britton, your hand is up. Britton Davis. All right, not hearing from Britton. Let's go on to Tiana. Ratigan, are you there? Go ahead, Britton. You're unmuted.
Good morning, Miss.
Good
Is that
morning.
we can come and collect the book? But should we bring anything with us like ID or so on?
No, but it is always good to walk with an ID on you for other purposes.
Okay, can just walk in to collect for Britton
Yes,
Davis.
but if you have your ID, take it.
Okay,
Can
all
you
right,
come
thanks.
to which book, Miss Christie?
She says when they are supposed to come and collect the books.
Oh, they are to bring with them the bank vouchers and the medical forms if they are ready at that time. They can take them.
Okay, so let me restate this now, parents. Let me restate this. When you go during this week, you're only going to pick up the package with the text, sorry, not the text, the book list, the medical, I think.
The bank vouchers.
The bank vouchers, and that will include all the one for the insurance too. So that is what you'll get during this week or next week. When the texts are ready and put together, because remember there's the integrated and there's the mathematics. So when those are put together, then the teachers will give you some information as to when and how to come and collect. At that time, then you'll take in the bank vouchers because you will have already gotten some time to pay that amount of money that you should pay. Now for the vouchers that you see there, if your child already has PE gears, you don't need another set of PE gears. If the PE gears are tight or discolored or torn or worn, then you may need another set. So if you don't need the PE gears, you're going to subtract that amount. The insurance too, I'll implore you, parents, to pay for the insurance, because in paying for the insurance, your child is covered for the entire day at home and for the entire week. So they are covered 24/7. So if there's an accident and your child is injured, you can get the necessary forms to fill out. We take those to the insurance company. They will repay you or reimburse you the monies that you are paid out. Alcatel 1. Alcatel 1.
Good morning.
Good morning, miss.
Like all the children are on part, do they still have to pay the school fee?
Mrs. Hamilton, would you like to take that one, or Mrs. Clunis? But let me encourage you, parents. Child being on part doesn't mean that the child is not benefiting from the amenities and the other things that the school is providing. So when we ask you to pay that PTA dues, is really to assist with the smooth running of all the things that the school you have to pay for, so that your child rather can benefit from. So it's not mandatory, as the government will say, but we encourage our Ewarton Primary School parents, because you know the many, many things that your children benefit from the school. And that payment assists in all of those things that we provide.
All right, thank you, Ms. Christie. You answered well.
Thank you, Miss. Tara, you're back again. Go ahead. And while Tara comes on, let me remind you, parents, those parents who were on PATH for just the first time, you need to go to the PATH office in Spanish Town to make sure that your child school is added to the list. I know for some of you, your payments will be paid out as health center. We want for you to go back to the PATH office and inform them that your child is at the Ewarton Primary School. So when that listing comes, your child will be added to the school list. It poses a problem when the child is not on the list, and we know that what can happen as a result of that. So make sure, find some time during the month of September, preferably. It's usually done in August, to make sure that you go there, do your check, and remind them that the child is now a student at Ewarton Primary, and we'd love for them to be added to the Ewarton Primary list. Tara?
Ms. Christie, before you start, there's a question in the chat, which class is, I think it's Rishania Tinker. Which class is she going into? I guess they did not hear her name. So,
okay.
Richania Tinker.
Richania Tinker. Miss Christie, can you click back on that listing that you have there? Or we may have to ask her to post a contact number so that teacher can make contact with her a little later.
Okay.
Yeah, so ask her to repost and state the grade 1 class that that child is coming from. And we'll work at it.
May I just say no, that she is in Miss Burrell's class.
Okay, thank you very much. That one was quick. Thank you. Yes, Ayan, I realized that you know your class. Good. Tara has another question. Tara, after you finish asking your question, remember you're going to lower your hand. Go ahead, Tara. Tara? Oh, thank you. Galaxy tab. Galaxy tab. Okay, so we move on to Christina. Christina.
Good morning and good morning, parents. It's Christina Mommy speaking. I want to know when she's supposed to collect the books from the school, because I collect the package already.
Okay, good. So not all the books are at school. So we are going to wait until we have received all the books, and then they are packaged together, and they will instruct the teachers to inform you to come in and pick up. We cannot say when, because with the distribution of the books, we get some today, some another week, and that's the pattern. So not all the books come to the school at the same time. So as soon as all of them are at the school, we'll package them together, and then you'll be informed to come in and pick up. Galaxy tab, you're back. Or maybe I'd ask you a question but didn't lower your hand. Are there any other questions in the YouTube platform, on the YouTube platform? No?
Not right now, Miss.
Okay. Then it seems as if our grade 2 parents are understanding what is happening and are really, really ready to work with the school to empower their child or children into doing their best for this school year. With no other question, let me quickly encourage our parents. As much as possible, parents, we're going to encourage you to work with the guidance counseling department. We should be providing some psychosocial activities for you and for your children. When we have these assigned, we're going to ask you as much as possible to participate, as well as our regular parent consultations. We must talk to you, you must talk to us, so that we can have a better understanding of how we are going to help you to help your child. I realize that things are very, very hard. It's very challenging. But if we do not know of your situation, then we won't be able to help you. We are going to try as much as possible to get other persons on board with us to see how well we can meet your needs as well as the need of your children. I notice that Kezia is on now. Kezia, you raise your hand. Go ahead, Kezia. Wow, Kezia is saying, no, it's Ayana. I like this orientation a lot, and she's blushing. Wow, go ahead, Kezia.
When is school going to start?
Okay, we will be starting Monday morning. So in a few, or later on today, I should say, your teachers will be sending you an invite. So upon getting that invite, you'll be sitting back, relaxing, putting your things together, as I told you, in a nice corner where your desk is, your writing books, your pencils and your stuff, and you're getting ready for Monday morning. So Monday morning, you're going to meet your teacher and your classmates. That okay for you? Alcatel, Joy, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Joy.
Miss Christie?
Yes, miss?
Please up.
I notice there are two hands, so I was trying to allow them to see.
Our time, we have another session at 11. Please
Okay, parents and students, colleagues, we have exhausted our time. I want to thank you very much for being a part of this orientation session. Big thank you to all the persons who have participated in some way or the other. And of course, teamwork does it. Together, we will achieve more. Thank you very much as we look forward to a great year at Ewarton Primary School. Thank you.